Daley Thompson finding a little bit of a sprint, closing the gap on Siggy Vance.
The small island nation of Britain has a proud history of athletics that lays its size. Shooting for gold in almost every event, this island is no knockover, having produced many greats. Yet it was Daley Thompson, the first black athlete from Britain to catch the eye of the British audiences, just as much as he won his golds. Yet as soon as he began winning, Daley Thompson would start inviting controversy, oftentimes willingly. Before we dive deep into the life and career of Daley Thompson, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth sports content. His 4 Olympic golds at the 1980 and 1984 Olympic Games have remained a center point of the British imagination, constantly reminding them of the glory their athletes have brought to the island that continues to dominate Olympic rankings for its size. Yet these did not save Daley Thompson from controversy. From mocking his rivals for supposedly being gay to inflaming anti-Irish sentiment decades after he had retired, it seems that Daley Thompson had no shortage in finding controversy. Born in Notting Hill, London, to a Scottish mother and Nigerian father, Daley Thompson's parents separated when he was sick, leading to a much troubled home life for him as a child. This was only compounded when Thompson's father was shot dead on the street when he was 13, a difficult uprising, and a dead father. It's a wonder that Daley Thompson managed to pull through with his career as an athlete, and maybe this only speaks to his grit. Daley Thompson would be a troubled child who had to be raised by his single mother. He would begin training in athletics from a young age, which would without a doubt help him succeed in his career. It would be in 1978 when Daley Thompson would win the HARASSING title. He would follow up this victory at 18 by taking part in the Montreal Olympic Games, which also took place in 1976. These wins would be the first exposure of British audiences to the wins of Daley Thompson, but he was determined for these to not be the last that they saw of him, with him working day and night to make sure to leave his mark again. In 1977, Daley Thompson would show he was not just a one-hit wonder, as he would win the European Junior title. These successes would be followed up in 1978, with the first of his 3 Commonwealth titles. The Commonwealth titles represented a special milestone for Daley Thompson, as this would be the first time that a black British had won the decathlon medals, a personal victory that Daley Thompson and black British audiences would hold dear. The 1980 Moscow Olympics would see Daley Thompson win gold, while he also set a world decathlon record in the same year at Götzis, Austria, with a world decathlon record of 8,648 points. This was the first taste of Olympic gold for Daley Thompson, but he knew that he was destined for more than this and never let up on breaking his record again. He would raise this same record to 8,730 points first at Götzis and raise it once again at the European Championships in Athens, bringing the record up to 8,774 points. 1982 would also mean another win for Thompson in terms of his second Commonwealth title. The constant breaking of world records would send media audiences around Daley Thompson into a frenzy, having made him into a bona fide star fit for national audiences, as it was one of their own for the British. Daley Thompson, who was constantly breaking and setting new decathlon records. In 1983, the World Championships in athletics would be held in Athens, and Daley Thompson would win these as well, bringing his total of Commonwealth Games titles up to 2. This stunning streak would be the simultaneous winner of the Olympic, World, and Continental titles, all together at the same time. Daley Thompson was the first man to achieve this concurrent win, and something he was eager not to let the press forget, often having a very straightforward way of bragging about his wins. In the 1984 Olympics, Daley Thompson would be seen as guarding his gold medal, and he would be successful at winning another gold medal. Another final third Commonwealth title would be won by Daley Thompson in 1986, and so would another European championship, capping off a successful streak of several years that would see him stay at the top of athletics throughout it. This would start the capping of the end of the athletic career of Daley Thompson. A record-breaking streak in every sense of the word, he had proven to the world that he could not only make his name shine on every screen in Britain, but the world. This does not even begin to mention how he had broken the world record for decathlons over 4 times. No doubt one of the biggest athletes that the British have ever had the honor of playing in their teams. It was no wonder that the record of Daley Thompson had gone on unbeaten for 9 years. Not just unbeaten, but also untouched by any other rival athlete. Daley Thompson's mark was left not just on the field, but on the world of athletics as a whole. Despite this, the public persona of Daley Thompson ran into trouble several times. Being a natural showman and one of the most recognizable athletes of his time, Daley Thompson never lacked the screens and billboards where he could be displayed. From commercials to celebrity interviews to video games, Daley Thompson was prominently featured in all kinds of media, and he knew how to make the most of it. Him being high profile would also lead to several controversies, several of which Daley Thompson created himself, leading to him becoming a controversial figure. Perhaps his best outing would be the 1984 Olympics, where Daley Thompson, after winning his second decathlon gold. After this, Daley Thompson would wear a shirt with the inscription, "Is the world's second greatest athlete gay?" By most observers, this was seen as a dig towards Carl Lewis, who at the time was locked in a heated rivalry with Daley Thompson at the Olympics. This move undoubtedly caused controversy at the Olympics, and was a thinly veiled attempt to get under the skin of Carl Lewis, who was accused of being gay by the media, and was facing increased public scrutiny in his personal life. Daley Thompson, however, completely denied having any knowledge of the matter, and took little care to address what he had done, seemingly going about things as if it was a casual part of his day. This attitude of Daley has been attributed to his pervasive attitude and need to destroy his opponents mentally, to completely dominate them in any form. This was perhaps the most high-profile example of this ever-pervasive need of Daley Thompson to assert himself as the most dominant one in the room. This was not the only controversy that Daley Thompson had caused around that period, with the other prominent cases that happened only a few years before, as Daley Thompson, during an interview, has proudly proclaimed that, "I'm not black." This had ruffled more than a few feathers, especially since Daley Thompson was one of the most high-profile British athletes that was present in the media. In British media, you could not see a black footballer or a black cricketer, but you could see a black athlete, and not just any athlete, but one dominating the world rankings and breaking records. This made Daley Thompson aspirational for the black community, who aspired to succeed like him in all aspects of life. Seeing these remarks by their icon was shocking, to say the least, for many youngsters and black youths. Daley Thompson would later clarify that his statement was taken out of context, that he was a British sportsperson and not just a black one. Yet by this time, the damage to his reputation was done, as the media and press ran with their story. This was followed by mass outrage, especially with the black community, as they saw it as one of their own, having disowned them. Daley Thompson has not managed to escape controversies in recent times too, given his regular appearances in the media. In 2012, he had been accused of anti-Irish sentiment after he was on a BBC show, and had commented on it that the creator of a misspelled tattoo must have been Irish. This was widely reported as an ethnic joke that played on Irish stereotypes. The controversy only worsened when it was found out that the tattoo artist was an American and not an Irish individual, leaving Daley Thompson embarrassed by his words. This was at a time when Daley Thompson was in the limelight as well due to the London Olympics, and such a controversy happening at this moment was seen as most unfortunate for the star decathlete. Daley Thompson was doing media rounds for the London Olympics and was one of the star performers of the British Olympic squads who had been roped in to bring attention to the Olympics happening on British grounds. Yet this incident only diverted attention away from the Olympics. There would be no further comment on this matter by Daley Thompson until the controversy died out, but this only shows that Daley Thompson was not free from controversy, even decades after he had hit the peak of his career. Daley Thompson's latest controversy was perhaps when he voiced his opinion on the issue of the participation of transgender women in women's sports. Daley Thompson spoke on the matter that he does not consider it legitimate for women's sports to allow for the participation of trans women, saying that he believed that the biology of trans women is completely different from that of regular women, as a result of which he would not consider it to be equal if there was a trans woman on a podium alongside cis women. Daley Thompson had said that he believed that women's sports should not allow transgender athletes to take part in them. Rather, there should be an open category where transgender athletes should be allowed to perform, play, and compete. These words were seen to have been controversial by several people and did inflame the fires on a topic that is already seen as very controversial and difficult to approach for most people, much less athletes. If you enjoyed this story about Daley Thompson, please subscribe to ensure you don't miss out when we upload a video about your favorite player. In the meantime, what do you think of Daley Thompson's need to dominate the field as a winning strategy? Let us know in the comments below.
Daley Thompson finding a little bit of a sprint, closing the gap on SIG events.